Hey guys, how you doing? I just got back from another scrounging mission for firewood, and I thought I'd just take you folks along and show you what I bring and today's haul. Today I was going after an oak log, and I got about 6 rounds on about an 18 to 20 inch oak log. It was maybe 10 feet long, and I quartered it. But while I was out, I did find a few pieces of some ash here as well. It's got the emerald ash borer on it here. So this will be dry by winter. The oak is probably not going to make it because this is fresh cut oak. I mean, boy, you can really smell it too. And I just wanted to show you what I bring along. So I bring a pry bar in case I need to roll the log or lift the log in some way. I've been using premixed gas and oil in my chainsaws because I don't use my chainsaws as much anymore, so they can sit for a year or two, or in the case of the saw we use today, possibly longer. I've got my chainsaw box here, and I do just want to show you, I've got all my files, but the other thing I do have in here is I've got a couple wedges just in case I need to make sure my saw doesn't get pinched as I'm cutting. But I've showed you this before many times. And then I've got my summer bar and chain oil. And today I brought my 046. And I haven't run this saw in a while, so I probably had to pull the cord about, 30 times last night to get it going because it was sitting for so long. I think all the fuel drained out of the carburetor. What I want to say about this Stihl 046. So this has got a 20-inch bar on it. So I put a fresh edge on it last night. I made sure my depth gauges were good. And cutting, 18 to 20-inch logs with a 20-inch bar, it doesn't matter how buried the bar is, that saw is going to keep cutting at the same speed. There's enough power. I just was blown away, with the fresh oak. It was wet, so it wasn't really dry. And I mean, this thing was just, sometimes you'll be using a chainsaw, just like, wow, this thing has got such power. And I had that moment today. And then I use a Cant Hook. I like the Cant Hook. So this is this tool here is for rolling logs, and it's a Cant Hook because the end of it has this little L on it. A Peavey has just a straight prong at the end. But I really like the way you can take this and bite into the log and make it roll. And this is, I'm not sure, this is coming up to just below my neck. I think it's a 60. Let me get my tape measure. All right, so it says 58 to the ground, but I believe this is what they're going to call a 60-inch Cant Hook. And if you're new to firewood cutting, just go get a Cant Hook or a Peavey, whichever you prefer. I prefer the Cant Hook because I'm not working on a pile. If you're working on a pile of logs, the Peavey's good because the pointy end you can use to wedge between logs and separate them. You use it like a pry bar. But for me, I like the way the Cant Hook really bites into that log when you're trying to spin it. This should be an essential tool, and I know there's a company called Logrite that makes the same thing you see here in blue, and they're probably, I don't know, if I had to guess with inflation, they're probably $130 to $140 now. But whatever this tool costs, it's worth it, because if you're cutting a big log and you want to just roll it and then cut the other side, this is the tool to use. So there's probably, 800 to 1,000 pounds of wood in my truck. But when I was making my initial cuts on the log, I could use this tool to roll it. And then inside the truck, I chose to bring the Wetterlings. I did a video about this Maul. So you know, I knew I was going to be splitting some bigger stuff, and I went with this Wetterlings because to me, the Wetterlings is good for a few things. First off, I like the way it's designed for splitting bigger wood if you need to break up the pieces to get them in the truck. Second off, I'll use the tip here to hit the log and kind of pull. I'll pull the log towards me, you know, if it's away. So if I want to roll a log, it's very easy to grab it and pull like this. And then the other thing about this Wetterlings is it's got the hammer on the back, so you can use that to knock wedges in if you need to. And then this here, I can't think of the name of it at the moment. And this to me seems like kind of a silly tool, but the thing this is good for is when you're unloading your wood and you don't want to keep jumping up on the truck, you just bang it in like that and you can drag things out. And if I was using my dominant hand, it would be a lot better. But this is going to save you from jumping up and down places, or if you want to reach up on a pile and pull something and make sure you're a little farther away when it comes down. I'll be honest, I thought this tool was silly, and sometimes I've wondered why I had it, but I'm really liking it when I got wood in the back of the pickup and I want to pull it towards me without having to jump up. I've seen some people use it to pick up wood for the log splitter. I wouldn't really use it for that. I have this thing called a pinch-a-log, which you could use for that if you wanted to save some bending. But that's just good for reaching over stuff and keeping back a bit and saving you from having to jump up in the back of the pickup, which is always a good thing. And then I did bring my little battery saw as well in case there was some smaller stuff I wanted to cut. I wonder if we make this the thumbnail, it's gonna bother some people. Like I'm saying, guys, the battery saws are awesome for the smaller stuff, but you still need the big saws. And I still gotta say that when I was starting the 046 today and I had to pull it 10 or 15 times to get it going because I'm out of practice, it was a pain. I was really wishing I had the battery saw, but they don't make battery saws with this kind of power yet. And I gotta say, this 046, crazy power. All right, guys, well, I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update. I'm working my way little by little at getting some firewood. Not sure it's gonna be ready for this year or not, but as I split the wood, like I said in my last video, I'm gonna separate the dry stuff that I know is gonna be ready for this fall, and then the wetter stuff I'll put in a separate pile. And if it's not ready, it's not ready, and I'll have to bite the bullet and buy firewood. That just seems so wrong. But if I was gonna buy some firewood just to make sure, I should buy it. I should buy it now so it can season over the summer. But I can't see myself buying wood. I'll just keep looking for standing dead wood, fallen dead wood that's been down for a while, and I can just let it dry out. So we'll see you soon, guys. Take care.